Good morning, student. Yeah, today I will look at complex numbers and look at this example. Is that clear? You know, in our other meeting, our last meeting, I tried to explain complex numbers. Complex numbers are of this form, either a plus ib, then where you know that this is a real part, this is real part, and here is an imaginary part. True or false? Imaginary part, imaginary part. Okay. But you know, sometimes you will see complex number of this form, x plus I, y. Is that clear? This one too is complex number. Okay, let's fix idea with this example. Is that clear? Let's fix idea with this example. Now, this problem says find the real numbers x and y such that open bracket x plus iy close bracket square is equal to 35 minus 12i. S evaluates square root of 35 minus 12i. Is that clear? Simple as ABC. Okay? Okay, let's write. It means we want to find x and y. How can we find the values of x or numbers of x and y? That is what we want to look at. Is that clear? So, for us to be able to find x and y, it means we are going to resolve this equation. That is x plus iy all square equals to 35 minus 12i. Amen? Okay. Look at the left hand side. You know very well that if we have a squared, this is the same thing as a times a. True or false? Okay, what if we have a plus b all in square? This is the same thing as a plus b open bracket close bracket times open bracket a plus b. True or false? Okay, so if you agree with me, we are going to consider the left hand side. Well, let's consider the left hand side. Then we name this equation 1. Is that clear? This is equation 1. Okay, so let's write. Note that x plus iy close bracket square, this is the same thing as, for the sake of malians, x plus iy all in bracket x plus iy. Amen? Okay, so if you agree with me, let's multiply out. I'm going to take it step by step for you to know and understand it better. Is that clear? So that should, in case you come across questions of this form, you won't be panicked. Is that clear? So let's multiply out the two brackets. How can we multiply out the two brackets? Use this one to multiply this and use this one to multiply this. Okay, let's go. X times x will give us x squared. Is that clear? Then x times iy will give us plus ixy, isn't it? Okay, then let's look at this one. We are done with x. Let's look at iy. Iy times x will give us ixy. Is that clear? Please don't get confused, since you know that multiplication is commutative. What do you mean by commutative? That is, I know you are expecting me to write iyx. A commutative means we can still write it this way, ixy. Is that clear? So all this and this, they are the same thing. Is that clear? So if you agree with me, it implies that this one times this, iy times iy will give us I square y square. Amen. And note that in complex number, our I square is equals to minus 1, two of us. So if you agree with me, this is equals to x squared plus ixy plus ixy will give us 2ixy, isn't it? Then our I square is minus what? 1. So minus 1 times I here will be minus 1 times y square will give us y square. So this is the same thing as we connect like terms. When you look at this, you discover that we have a real and imaginary parts, two of us. So we can transform it this way, or we can have it in this form, plus 2ixy. And you discover that without loss of generality, compare it with this x plus iy. You know that this part is the real part, then this part is what? The imaginary part, true or false. Okay? Then, we can now substitute this into equation 1 in left hand side. So we now write it this way: x squared minus y squared plus 2ixy is now equals to 35 minus 12i. So we assume here to be equation 2. Now look at the left hand side and the right hand side of equation 2. You know that without one telling you, the left hand side has the real parts and also the imaginary parts. And the right hand side too, without one telling you, it has what? The real parts and imaginary parts. So if you agree with me, we are going to equate the real parts and the real parts, then the imaginary to the imaginary. Okay, so it implies that this equation will now be okay, this equation will generate two equations. Is that clear? So if you can see what I am saying, our real part will equate the real part of the right hand side. So our x squared minus y squared is equals to 35. We assume this one to be equation 3. Then our 2ixy is equals to minus 12i. This is equation 4. True or false? Okay, do you agree with me? Okay. Just follow me my YouTube page so that I don't think mathematics will be a problem. Okay, so if you agree with me, let's look at the equation 4. For us to obtain, if we want to obtain y, amen, if we want to obtain y, it means we divide through by 2ix, two of us. So we write divide by 2ix in equation 4. So if you agree with me, our 2ix all over y all over 2ix is equals to minus 12i all over 2ix, isn't it? So this and this will go. This is equation 5. Then our y is equals to this and this will cancel each other to give us minus 6 all over x. We assume this one to be equation 6. Is that clear? Do you agree with me? Okay. If you agree with me, for us to obtain x, that is to obtain x, as we are going to substitute equation 6, into equation 2. Is that clear? No, 3, sorry. Substitute equation 6 into equation 3. Look at it. It means anywhere you see y is minus 6 all over what? X. So look at it here. We write x squared. Look at it. Minus, our y is now equals to minus 6 all over x. So we write minus 6 all over x, all in bracket. Note that here, y carries one square. Square equals to 35. Amen. So we assume this one to be equation 7. Then it means we are going to it means if we have a all over x all in square, this is the same thing as a times a all over x times x, which is a square all over x square. True or false? Okay, so if you agree with me, it means you don't need a prophet to tell you. Here will give us x squared minus 6 times minus 6 times minus 6 will give us 36 all over x times x squared equals to 35. This is equation 8. Amen. Okay, so what we need to do is we look for the LCM. The LCM of 1 and s squared is s squared. S squared to 1 is s squared times x squared will give us x raised to the power 4. That is x squared times x squared. You apply indices here. Is that clear? You know that the bases are the same. So you have the power that is x raised to the power 2 plus 2, which is equals to the raised to the power of what? 4. That's how we obtain this. Do you understand? Okay? So if you agree with me, it implies that s squared to s squared is 1 times minus 36, which will give us minus 36, equals to 35. This is 9. Equation 9. So here we are going to cross multiply. 1 will multiply x raised to the power 4 and minus 36. Then s squared will multiply 35. Do you understand? So if you agree with me, we'll have it in this form. Minus 36 is equals to 35x squared. This is equation 10. Amen. Then at this point we are going to take this to the right answer.